It's time for Around the Ozarks News, brought to you by the Springfield-Greene County Park Board, Thompson Sales, Kitchenland USA, Advanced Car Care Center, and Smouse Brothers Foundation Repair. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Foreheads.
Hey there, good morning to you on Tuesday. It is, it's a rough morning because a very, very powerful hurricane is doing a lot of damage even as we speak this morning. Hurricane Melissa making a direct hit on Jamaica, and as that's happening, Springfield-based Convoy of Hope is responding. The relief organization working to deliver supplies to the island, which is being lashed by what could prove to be the strongest hurricane to ever hit it. I know that the Hurricane Melissa is the strongest so far this year anywhere in any waters. So it's the real deal, and it is really affecting the people there in Jamaica. Convoy of Hope is actively mobilizing resources and team members to meet the needs of the people of Jamaica. You can follow along and join Convoy's response at convoyofhope.org or on Convoy's social media pages. You can follow along there.
Okay. I've had a number of people ask me if Convoy would be going, so good to hear.
Absolutely.
All right. So this is an interesting story. An OTC student has filed suit against the university saying that the toxic fumes in the air from a construction project forced her into preterm labor. Very interesting. She's claiming that in a new lawsuit against the university. She's not named in the suit, but court documents say that she delivered 16 weeks early, which of course causes a host of problems. The room where she had class at OTC was apparently located just above where they are doing some renovation work. And the lawsuit says that they did not do a good job of keeping the fumes isolated. The lawsuit claims that at a September 23rd doctor's appointment, that woman showed no indication of any complications or preterm labor. And then less than a week later, she went into labor. The lawsuit says at that point, the toxic fumes from the construction became, quote, overwhelmingly severe. Even goes on to say that some teachers there and some other students were sickened by them.
Okay. Meanwhile, also in court, a jury in Taney County has awarded a Branson business $30 million in a lawsuit against the city. Cushman Properties says the city of Branson promised to provide water to its property at Highway 76 and 376 if it allowed Branson to annex that land. The lawsuit said the annexation did happen, but the city never provided the water. An attorney for Cushman Properties said the ruling transfers 202 acres of the company's land to the city in exchange for compensation at fair market value. For its part, the city says no reasonable reading of the law and facts would support this. So the city is planning to appeal that ruling. But that's a $30 million ruling, so that's a lot of money. 6 African lions are calling Northwest Arkansas home now after the latest rescue mission from Canada to Turpentine Creek Wildlife Refuge. And of the 6, 2 are cubs. 1 is a rare white lion. The Big Cat Sanctuary rescued the 6 lions from neglect. They had been at a zoo in Ontario, Canada. The lions can now be visited. You can go see those lions at the refuge. How about that?
That's a sight to see, by the way.
Lion, yeah.
All right. 3 local sports names, all of which you would know if you're a sports fan at all in the Ozarks. They are going to be starting a new radio show on 102.1, the FM station called The One, W-O-N, The One, like we won, W column, not O-N-E. Scott Purrier, Ned Reynolds, and Art Haynes are going to be debuting their new show called The Starting Lineup.
Wow.
And I feel like that's such a good name. Such a good name. It's from 7 to 9 a.m. Monday through Friday on 102.1, and it starts on November 3rd.
Oh, that's going to be great. It'll be nice. I mean, you imagine the sports knowledge in the brains of those 3 guys, especially local, but even national sports. Because Ned, I worked with Ned for a long time. That guy.
We worked with Ned for a long time.
Yeah. But I worked late night news with him, so I've heard the stories. We talked a lot of sports. He can remember like game situations from the 60s. I mean, he can take you through a game or an inning with names and counts at the plate, how many outs, who was on what base, and what happened. It's remarkable the way he can now maybe he's just making the whole thing up and bluffing me, and I'm buying it, but it's a good story regardless.
He's great.
So I love that that they're going to be doing a radio show together, and that's on our sister station here. We work with the good folks over there at the One through Midwest Family Radio, who puts on Around the Ozarks News and AroundTheOzarks.com. So it's all in the family, and I'm excited for them. That'll be a good, fun show.
Me too.
All right. Little good economic news to share as well. The nation's inflation rate was lower than expected in September. Yeah, there's a big difference between those. But
I was about to say, yeah.
The inflation rate was down lower than what they expected in September. It climbed by only 0.3% for the month. The annual inflation rate was 3%, right on the nose, and experts were saying that predicting that it would be a 0.4% increase for the month, and the annual rate would be 3.1%. Again, talking inflation, so that is a little bit better than normal, but I'll take a little bit at this point.
I guess I'll take a little bit, but I don't buy it either. I mean, I can read the numbers, and again, I trust the people behind the numbers because it's what they do. They crunch numbers for a living. But I can just tell you that I still remember what the price of eggs used to be. Okay?
Well, that's true.
That's all I need to know. Like,
when you go to the
won't
store,
convince me that inflation's better until I can go to Subway and get more than 2 sandwiches for $30, because that's a true story. This weekend in Jefferson City, Missouri, I paid $29 for 2 sandwiches.
That is absurd. Somebody was ripping you off.
And then I said this to the very kind young man behind the counter. Excuse me, sir, but I think you have this wrong, because you just said $29.94 for these 2 sandwiches. And he was like, looks at the receipt. He's like, no, that's right. I was like, so you're telling me that these are $15 a piece? This is a turkey and cheese sandwich. And he said, yep, our prices keep going up and up and up and up. He was like, do you want to talk to the owner? I was like, no, you don't have to call your boss. It's on a weekend in the evening. But my point is that this is ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. It went up during COVID and after, and nothing went down by much, honestly. I think with the inflation rate, I think they're looking year to year, year over year. So last year was high. So they're looking at this year compared to last year, I think, is how they do that. So the new normal is way up here now. Okay.
So maybe then I believe them. Maybe. Because otherwise I'm like, it's so much higher than 3%. It's so much higher than 3%.
Well, compared to when?
Okay. Yeah. I get you. I'm tracking with you. Yeah. All right. Okay. Silver Dollar City just got their new Christmas tree in, and that's very exciting. It's still right now the fall festival there. Of course, that's going on right now, but coming up soon, believe it or not, November 1st is when the new festival starts, which is an old time Christmas, as it were. You know what it is. It's the 45-foot tall grand fir Christmas tree. It came here from Oregon. They're going to be lighting it up with 30,000 twinkling lights.
So this is the real tree, because they have the big tree right when you walk in. It's not real. It's all lights and it does the whole thing. But this is a real tree that they light up, right?
Yeah. It is real, but isn't it always real?
Well, the big one at the entrance is not always real. That's that giant, like 70-foot tall tree.
Oh.
It's all lights and it does a whole show, right?
I know the one that you're talking about. Am I the dummy for thinking that was real? Maybe now I am the dummy, because that thing is bigger than life.
I don't think it's real.
That's such a great question. Because
I love
haven't we
it
done
when
a story before about how the fir tree rides on a truck from Oregon or wherever here? That would suggest that it's always real.
Well, that one is. They're not opposed to having a real tree, but that's not the giant one at the entrance. Correct me if I'm wrong, somebody, but I don't think so.
Well, it's 5 a.m. or else I would text Brandy and ask her right now, because she's pretty great. She's the PR gal down there, but I don't Not at this hour, sir.
Hey,
Not at this hour.
the boy went with some friends on Saturday, and it was cold and rainy, but they had a whale of a good time. They were
Yeah.
like they didn't have to wait in line for anything. All the rides were open. They had a blast. He ate a cinnamon roll the size of his head, and was loving every minute of it. He had a great time with his buddy Harrison.
Sure he did.
Yeah.
All right, we will end with this. I want to let everybody know there are some people who need your help. Bass Pro Shops. You know that I love everything Bass Pro. I love everything running. This is a shameless plug, but it benefits the community and it benefits you. They are in desperate need of volunteers right now to work the marathon weekend and the Dogwood Canyon run.
Oh, yeah.
If you have never worked a marathon and if you have never been to Dogwood Canyon, you are in for a treat. First of all, Dogwood Canyon is just absolutely beautiful. And then the marathon weekend is cool because you're stationed somewhere along the trail as a volunteer, but you get to see people who have been training their heinies off for this 26-mile run. And it's hard and arduous, and you can cheer them on and they will go, go, go because they have cheerleaders along the way. And here's where the benefit for you comes in. I mean, it really is family fun for you, but also for every volunteer who signs up, Bass Pro donates $10 to a local children's charity.
Oh, that's cool.
So far, they have donated $650,000 to local charities based on volunteership. Yeah. So if you are interested in that, the Bass Pro Shops Marathon Weekend is coming up November 3rd. That is a Sunday typically. Is that a Sunday this year? I think they always host it on the Sunday. Yeah. So that's a Sunday morning. And the Bass Pro Marathon, it'll be early. It'll be early that morning. And let's see, November 2nd. November 2nd. That's the Sunday. And then the Dogwood Canyon Trail Run, that one is November 8th, which is a Saturday. There you go.
That one's through the woods, right? Is that the adventure race?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a run, but it's through the woods. Yeah. It's through Dogwood Canyon.
I mean, the marathon's on pavement.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So here's how you sign up. You go to givepulse.com. That's GIVE pulse as in pulse, givepulse.com. And that website, you sign up on that because it has, you'll have to type in like Bass Pro Marathon or Dogwood Canyon Run. But if you search by those, they pop up, you volunteer. And as soon as you volunteer, $10 goes to a local children's charity.
Okay. It's a good situation.
Convoy of Hope has been the recipient before, by the way.
That's awesome. Yeah, we love Bass Pro Shops. Absolutely.
All right.
You can go to aroundtheozarks.com. We have a contest there. Check that out. You can check out the events calendar to tell you what's happening this weekend and weekends in the future because there's a lot of stuff going on around the Ozarks.
All right. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a fantastic day.
It's time for Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather, brought to you by Command Family Medicine, Heating and Air Paramedics, The Trailer Ranch, Hewitt Messenger, and Taylor Grubaugh Chevrolet. Here's your host, meteorologist Abby Dyer.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to your Tuesday. We are in for a dreary day of weather across the Ozarks. In fact, there's some low ground fog, some drizzle on the radar already this morning, and it's only in the 40s for starting time temperatures, but I think we only managed to warm to the low 60s today, and it will never feel that warm. We have cloud cover hanging on, rain chances continuing in the forecast today, and winds that will be whipping around in the Ozarks, making it feel rather cold and damp and dreary. Not a beautiful day in the Ozarks. That's what's ahead, but maybe a nice day to stay indoors. If you don't have any plans, I suggest you stay inside. Not going to be too nice to get out today. It is cool, damp, and blustery today. Those are my headlines. We have a frontal boundary heading in again in the forecast, and we are going to stay below average for the entire week. Widespread areas of light showers, drizzle out there on the radar this morning. It's a broad area of the middle part of the country seeing rainfall today, and I do expect that we're going to hang on to this activity through most of the daylight hours today. So this morning through this evening, there's a really good shot for intermittent periods of showers. I don't have a whole lot in the way of thunder or lightning, but an isolated thunderstorm can't be ruled out. I'm not expecting severe weather. For the most part, this is just that nuisance rain that keeps everything wet and dreary. Grab the rain boots, the raincoats. The kids need those as they head out the door today. On Wednesday, there are additional chances for rain in my forecast, and the best chance for rain tomorrow will be in the morning and in the afternoon. We'll start to see the skies dry up a bit by Wednesday evening, but highest rainfall totals are going to be across central Missouri with this storm system where a half inch of rain is expected. Others are just going to get maybe a quarter of an inch, but it's going to feel like more maybe because of the on and off nature of this kind of all day activity that I'm expecting today. The winds are the other big story today. Now they're going to be out of the northwest, and wow, will they be gusty. 30 to 40 mile an hour wind gusts. It's going to be incredibly strong across the Ozarks, so travel may become difficult. Anybody hitting the road today, high-profile vehicles may have a bit of trouble. Loose objects could be blown around if you've got the Halloween decorations all ready for Friday in the yard. Keep in mind, you may need to make sure they're secured a little extra tightly today because winds will be gusting 30 to 40 miles an hour across the entire area. We also have rain chances that carry over into early Tuesday, so we don't see the rain showers ending overnight tonight. Then behind this front, what I'm seeing is the potential for a few really cold nights with numbers back into the 30s. So Thursday morning through Saturday morning, there's going to be this frost freeze potential. At least at this point, it looks like a low end chance with our opportunity for some frost, just patchy at this point, but it is possible. So keep that in mind. Some really cold mornings ahead. If you have any of those sensitive plants still thriving in our warm October numbers, well, this weekend and this week may do them in. We will have to prepare for a cold Halloween too. The good news in my extended forecast is that I do have dry conditions and at least partial sunshine showing up for Halloween itself. Temperatures will start off very cold in the 30s for lows on Friday morning, but we will see high temperatures climb into the low 60s with partial sun, and the winds won't be as bad on Halloween either. We will see chilly conditions, though, late Friday night into early Saturday morning. So that may need to be a headline in the forecast, and you may need to think ahead for Halloween costumes and things, because with a low temperature of 36 on Saturday morning, it means trick-or-treat time will likely be spent in the low 50s and maybe even upper 40s. So think about adding a coat or a layer to the costumes. Around the country, what's making headlines is the fact that Santa Ana winds have arrived again for Southern California, a seasonal arrival, so it's to be expected there. All of that while Hurricane Melissa is making major headlines down in the Caribbean, of course, impacts yesterday to Jamaica. That remains an incredibly powerful storm. National Hurricane Center all over that one. We continue to see hot temperatures that are in place for much of South Texas and Southern California. In fact, some heat advisories being issued out in Southern California at the same time as some of those Santa Ana winds are kicking up. So fire season underway, and we are keeping a close eye on everything. All right, it's time for that Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather Brain Twister trivia question. And the question yesterday was this: which U.S. city is most likely to have measurable snowfall on Halloween? Options were A, Denver, Colorado, B, Minneapolis, Minnesota, C, Chicago, Illinois, or D, Boston, Massachusetts. It has happened in all of these locations, but who is the most likely? The answer is B, Minneapolis, Minnesota. The most notable Minnesota Halloween snow was the historic 1991 Halloween blizzard. The state, though, has seen significant snowfall on the holiday multiple times throughout history. Snow on Halloween is not uncommon in Minnesota, although the amounts can vary quite greatly. That blizzard that I mentioned in 1991, 28.4 inches of snow for the Twin Cities. So yeah, I would say that is pretty remarkable. All right, here's the trivia question that I'll leave you with for tomorrow. Which U.S. city has the highest recorded snowfall on Halloween in a single day? Do you think that is A, Buffalo, New York, B, Anchorage, Alaska, C, Duluth, Minnesota, or D, Salt Lake City, Utah? We talked about who is most likely to have snow on the ground on Halloween, But where does the record stay? Which city? You can take your guess. That's at the website, aroundtheozarks.com. Hope everyone has a great day today. Bring the rain gear and prepare for this whipping wind in the forecast. Thanks to our sponsors, Command Family Medicine, Heating and Air Paramedics, The Trailer Ranch, Hewitt Messenger, and Taylor Grubaugh Chevrolet. I'll chat with you again first thing tomorrow.